Andrew. Mucho gusto.
Ariadna.
Ariadna. From Mallorca, they tell me.
I come from London, but yeah, I moved to Mallorca a few years ago.
Where your brand is based.
Exactly, Carmina Shoemaker. I'm really excited to show you the store today. A little bit about the brand. I mean, it all dates back, well, Carmina Shoemaker, the brand itself, as we know it today, started in 1997, but it does go way back to 1866, where the story really started with Matías Pujadas, who is the founder's, José Alvaradejos, great-grandfather. So we are based in Inca, in Mallorca. Inca is actually sort of known as the shoe capital around in the Balearic Island. And yeah, we are a company that is rooted in tradition, craftsmanship. We do have more contemporary items and we do work on, progressing, but obviously our core, our roots are in tradition.
I'm cheating on you today, I hate to say, but I have the most beautiful pair of Horsebit Loafers from Carmina. I discovered you looking for a new brand, and my tailor raves about you. I hear you've been expanding all over the world.
We have. So that's currently in New York, San Francisco, Paris, and we're looking to sort of keep expanding.
And yet all the shoes are made in Mallorca.
In Mallorca, in Inca, in the factory. All of them are made in just one factory.
One factory,
yeah.
And you would argue, I think, better provenance, better materials than anything you'll find at a Gucci or a Louis Vuitton.
I mean, I would definitely argue that, but then again, these brands make use of the premium leathers. So that's sort of tanneries like Charles F. Steed, Tannery Dannonay. I believe we all sort of source them from the same tanneries.
So you're sourcing from the same tanneries as where I might buy a pair of shoes at a name brand that's everywhere.
Exactly.
And yet this is more exclusive and more intimate, in my opinion.
More traditional, yeah.
Well, show me what we have.
Right, so, I mean, sort of the best sold models would have to be the Oxfords. Our 910, which is the whole cut.
Okay.
And this is considered sort of the most traditional, most classical design. Minimal details. And then sort of the next up would be the 8386, which is our cap toe Oxford. I believe this would be it. And this is also quite sought after.
Do you do anything with burnished toes still?
We do. I mean, we don't have them up in display, but we do offer this service in the factory. So say, for example, you make an online purchase, or even in store, we do offer that service. If you request for the burnished toe, we can do
There's
that.
some customization, as I recall.
There is. I mean, fit is very important to us in Carmina. So besides the 3D custom program, which is already well known, we are starting with the 3D Bespoke service. So that entails, the use of a 3D scanner to sort of get, all of your measurements, dimensions right, and create a custom last based on that.
Not only length, but then width, I would imagine.
Exactly. So sort of dimensions like instep, width, everything.
I think I'd emailed with your company multiple times, and they probably were sick of me by the time I finally figured out exactly what I needed and placed the order.
Well,
you wouldn't get that anywhere else.
I mean, that's the thing. We are very sort of careful with detail. And in fact, the more detail you can give us, the more measurements you can give us, the better.
It really is becoming a bespoke shoe brand, much like you'd wear a bespoke suit.
I mean, that is sort of where we're trying to channel towards. So I would say that that's sort of what we would specialize.
I love a good monk strap.
Yeah.
You don't see enough good monk straps around these days.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not Carmina.
And then, well, show me the less good sellers. I always like a loafer. I don't wear many tie-up shoes these days, and I feel like I want to wear not the best seller.
Not the best.
What are some of your favorite pieces? And maybe tell us the difference between the different leathers on, let's say, a Horsebit.
So for the loafer, I would actually tilt towards, although it is still sort of a bestseller, the penny loafer, definitely.
I feel like penny loafers are back to some extent. I'm seeing more penny loafers.
Yeah. I mean, and I would also say Horsebit, although they never really left.
Right.
But yeah, penny loafers, they're definitely making a comeback. Any of these, These are the suede. I mean, I see that our clients are sort of tilting more towards the box cuff leather penny loafers.
Can I wear suede in Madrid, or am I going to get in trouble?
You're not going to get in trouble, no. The only thing is that it's quite rainy outside, so maybe get some protection on those if you are going to wear them out.
I meant the rain, not the suede police.
The suede police. And actually, another sort of model and leather that's getting quite popular is the braided.
We were just saying in one of the windows, I never liked a braided belt, and I feel like I'd almost have to match this with a braided belt. I like it to be very symmetrical.
I mean,
but
yeah.
I love a braided shoe. Bottega did this, and it's like, okay, it's kind of been done, but this is classic. To me, it's very Spain.
I actually really like the contrast of the slipper and the braided leather. So the slipper being a very sort of, minor detailed type of model, and then the braided leather.
And the tassel works so perfectly there.
It does, definitely.
I feel like you have to do you have to do brown, like a cordovan or a darker brown. I'm not so sure. I mean, the black to me.
Maybe
do you like the black braided? It's a little too.
I do. I have to say that I do.
So tell us the materials.
Yeah.
Because I know in the Horsebits there's like 2 different levels of leather. What's the different levels? Like, is it?
Well, I mean, so if you're talking about what would be the most premium leather that we currently offer, that would have to be shell cordovan from Holweens, definitely. But then again, all of our box cuff leather are also very premium quality. I would maybe, it kind of depends on the use you want to give them. I mean, what sort of weather you're planning to wear them in. It is considered, well, not only considered, it is one of the most durable leathers out there in the world. And it's actually made from the connective tissue on the horse's rump. So that in itself gives it a lot of natural oils. And that is what kind of maintains it for a longer time. You won't see shell cordovan really drying out. I mean, obviously you need to maintain it, but in general, and also for, how we were just talking about it being quite rainy outside, shell cordovan, again, going back to the natural oils, it has sort of a natural waterproofing effect. So you won't really see that spotting that you might see as frequently with box cuff leather.
Does it rain a lot in Madrid though?
Not so much, no, but it sort of the winter season, October, November, December, you do see some rainfall, maybe also April.
So you get the suede for the other months, and then you get the shell cordovan for those rainier months.
Yeah, very sturdy.
All right. And so you're going to pay a premium for that shell cordovan. This is not.
This is funchal, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
And tell me about that.
So funchal it's quite a flexible leather. I mean, you can also feel the touch. It has a bit of grain to it, and we sort of make use of it more for loafers, casual models.
This loafer is $360, and I mean, again, if you went to one of the stores a street over, I mean, you're going to pay 700 euros for this, and it's not going to have the love and care, I would imagine, that you have here in Mallorca.
I mean, that's right. Even a Blake-stitch shoe, there is over 100 individual steps that go into making one pair of shoes.
Yeah, and if someone's visiting, do you have a tax-free facility for the tourists?
We do definitely. So you do need to bring in your passport, but yeah, we can do it for you at the moment.
That's an incredible value for the shoes. Having worn them, it's really a great value. And what I love also, is this navy?
It's navy, yeah.
I love the selection of colors because the trend now is everything is like modern, everything, we're splashing fluorescent yellow paint on our jackets. Everything is like, your classic shoes, they're in the back.
Yeah.
Here they're in the front. You've got all the colors. There's no, this is the only color you could go and get at a Gucci right now. They don't have brown anymore. You can't find them. For such a classic shoe, decades old, you can't find them in brown.
Sort of like everything's trying to get modernized. And we are also progressing towards that, but obviously we are rooted in tradition.